don't think anybody on the internet talks about money more than I do. Okay. This is a made up piece of paper. So for all of you out there, for the Jamie Dimons in the world that says, oh, cryptocurrency is a fiat currency. Dude, there's nothing more fiat than this bullshit right here. Why would a bank be closed on Saturday and Sunday? You know why? Because they're greedy motherfuckers that have been making too much money for too long and didn't have any competition. Same thing with the stock market. The stock market will hate the cryptos. Why? The problem you guys have is y'all have Bitcoin conversations and crypto debates. And you sound like a bunch of fucking over...
Today we have a very special video, guys. I'm here in beautiful Singapore for Block Show Asia. I'm going to speak about Bitcoin scaling tomorrow, but today we have a special video with Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is really one of my biggest inspirations and role models, and in fact I'm not sure that Ivan on Tech channel would exist without Grant Cardone's books and wisdoms and everything I've learned from him from the internet. So guys, it's a huge pleasure, and I'm very humbled and I'm very honored to present to you Uncle G, Grant Cardone. Let's get into it. You're one of my biggest role models, and I'm very curious to hear who were your role models when you just started, were you back then when you didn't have success. Who were you looking up to?
Yeah, well, I remember that time when I didn't have success, probably better than I'd like to, because I was 25 years old. I had had 7 or 8 years of just like failure after failure after failure. I didn't like myself. I didn't have any money. I had a glimmer of hope. I knew I had some potential in me. I believed in me more than probably anyone, because nobody else believed in me. It wasn't like I was like, oh my God, I'm this great guy. Nobody else believed in me. So like my mom, my family, I came from a great family. They all loved me. They were great to me. But you know, when you screw up so many times, dude, people start like, they're like, you know, maybe not him. And that's where I was. So what I did at the time was I had a job that I didn't like. It was a sales job. And I decided I'm going to get great at this job, because when I looked around, Ivan, around me, I didn't want to be like any of the people that were around me. No, none of them. I wanted not to be those people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what I would tell people today is like, look, take a look at the people around you. Do you want to be them? Like, you might be hanging with them. You might hang out with them. You might be, you know, smoking reefer with them. You might be drinking with them. You might be going out with them. You might be just playing Xbox with them. But is that who you want to be? So my first mentors, if you will, were actually people I didn't want to be like.
So your inspiration came from the negatives instead of the positives, and you realized that you want to repel those people, those things, and strive to something better.
Like, I don't want to be those people. Then I started looking at my family. Like my mom. My mom was a great mom, but she was not a great role model for success. So what are you left with? I'm left with all the things I don't want to do. Then I'm like, what do I want to do? I don't know. Shit, I don't know what I want to do when I'm 25. Who are you going to study? And I'm like, let me just get good at one damn thing, dude. Like one thing. I can't be Flash, Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man, and Wonder Woman. Shit, I don't even know how to do one thing. So like, I got this sales job. Why don't I just figure out this sales game, even though I hate it? And so what I did was I grabbed a set of tapes. This guy named Jackie Cooper, he became really my first mentor, first positive role model was this guy, Jackie Cooper, that was teaching sales. And all it required me to do was say, hey, I hate sales. I'm no good at sales. I don't want to do sales, but nobody else will hire me. So maybe this is the only thing I can do right now. So let me get good at it. And then throughout over the last 25 or 30 years, I've had a lot of different role models. Like, I don't study that guy anymore. I figured I studied his material. I knew everything he did inside. I knew his material better than he knew it. And then found out, by the way, this is an interesting concept, because then I found out, oh, this dude, I appreciate you, by the way, Ivan, you're a cool dude. Then I realized this guy, when I started studying this guy, Jackie Cooper, I realized, oh, dude, he's a terrible businessman. He's a great salesman and a bad businessman. And that was like, oh, wow, I don't want to be that guy. Nobody wants to be a sales guy forever. I want to be the sales guy that becomes the businessman. So at some point, you have to start changing who's going to mentor you. Right. So I've had a number of people that I've studied over the last 25 years for either my marriage, to be a philanthropist. There's people like, I didn't know about philanthropy, man. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about giving money away. I didn't know about how important it is to give money and how good it feels. So I had to study other people, how they were giving their money away. So anyway, long answer to a very short and simple question. Sorry about that.
But so what's interesting for me is to hear what people in your circles, your friends, your colleagues, what are they telling about? What are you telling each other about cryptocurrencies? What stories do you tell? What news do you read? What kind of picture do you have over this blockchain and Bitcoin and Ethereum field?
So look, I mean, I know that this. Nobody talks about money more than I do. I don't think anybody on the internet talks about money more than I do. Okay. This is a made up piece of paper. So for all of you out there, for the Jamie Dimons in the world that says, oh, cryptocurrency is a fiat currency. Dude, there's nothing more fiat than this bullshit right here. People are only as confident in this as what they deceive themselves to be confident. This is a piece of paper. This is no more valuable than a sticky note. So all currency, all money, cryptocurrency, paper currency, gold, it is only as valuable as the people that give it value, right? Now, I mentioned earlier, I think it's bubbling out right now. Like it's kind of crazy at this 10,000 mark, right? This 8 to 10,000 mark, but I would have said that at 5,000 too. So I'd have been wrong all the way up. However, I did keep the 50 grand that I have. The conversation that I have is different than what a lot of my friends have. A lot of my friends just don't understand it. Like they're like, I don't even understand it. I do believe that currencies will change to something else. I hate gold. I've never owned gold. I never owned gold because I can't use it. What I like about crypto is I can actually use it. It's mobile. It's easy to move, right? I mean, the reality is most people don't even have cash. This is already really digits, right? If I go drop it in the bank, it's digits. It becomes digits. So the beautiful thing about a blockchain currency or a crypto, right, is that it is measurable and trackable. I know where it's coming from, right? I know how much is printed. I don't know how much paper is printed. Now, where I get bothered, and maybe this is a lack of education on my part, is that when you start, how many cryptos are there now?
Over 1,000 different.
That's a problem.
But that's the thing, Grant. We have to realize that all cryptocurrencies are not currencies. It's a misleading word, cryptocurrency, right? Because currently we see whole new business models being built on top of the blockchain. And so, for example, different stores will in the future and already are launching their own cryptocurrencies. And this can be compared to loyalty points, for example, because your loyalty points in an airline or in a store, that's kind of a currency. It has value. But now we're able to put it on the blockchain and it's easier to exchange. So if you have some kind of airline bonuses, I can swap with you for my grocery points, right? Yeah. So this is the new economy we're entering on the blockchain. And also what I find interesting is how real estate will change as well. Because for the first time ever, you can now tokenize your house, your building, your apartment, and sell tiny parts of it. So the amount of cryptocurrencies doesn't mean that all of them are competing with each other. They all have different purposes. If I have a building, I can tokenize it, and it will be its own cryptocurrency, and I can sell maybe square inches of my building. Just an example of how blockchain can be applied to different industries. And real estate is only one example. Also, we see finance, of course. Currently, we have kids, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds already using Bitcoin. They are too young to have a bank account, but they can already now do business with crypto. And when they will come to a bank and get their first credit card and bank account, and the bank will tell them, you know what?
to do a transaction to Africa, to Indonesia, it will take a week. Also, we're closed on the weekends, and those people will just say, what is going on? Why are you not using blockchain, cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that, right? Okay, but here's the deal, right? So and this is with any new idea, and this is where my books and my programs help people. Okay, you have to. The problem is never ever the price or the product or the service. It is the uncertainty. Mm. You know, when you come out with a new idea, it doesn't matter. Like if Jesus brought out a bread and said, hey man, you too can walk on water, my brothers and my sisters. Just like I did, you can too. You can skippity dip right over the water. Bro, you would still have to sell that to people, right? If every person that took this little Holy Ghost, this little piece of bread could skippity dip over the water, you would still have to convince people. And the world is going to attack anyone that even makes that claim. So, and that's what's going on with cryptos or any new ideas today, right? You're going to get all these people hating on it that are at risk because of it. But I totally agree with you. Why would a bank be closed on Saturday and Sunday? You know why? Because they're greedy motherfuckers that have been making too much money for too long and didn't have any competition. Same thing with the stock market. The stock market will hate the cryptos. Why? Because stocks are basically bullshit pieces of paper that people blow some freaking breath of, we're going to make a bunch of money. Most of these companies don't even make money, man. So when I hear my peers talk about crypto like it's bullshit, I'm like, dude, you want to talk about bullshit? Let me tell you about some bullshit. Bank of America stock is bullshit. Total bullshit, dude. Complete garbage, nonsense, bullshit. Why? How do I know that? Bank of America will not even lend me money on Bank of America stock. They will not lend me money to borrow, to buy stock in their company, but they'll lend me money to buy real estate. So because they know the real estate is real. Now your job and all the crypto guys out there that are in love with this, you guys, your job is to make sure people understand how simple it is, how real it is, and how easy it is to use. Mm-hmm. And that might be an experience, man. I mean, why don't they give everybody like one Bitcoin to start with? Mm-hmm.
And also
I don't mean a whole Bitcoin. Like what's a fraction? How much of a Bitcoin can I get? Any fraction?
It's called Satoshi, and I think it's 100. You can divide it in 100 million parts. One Bitcoin can be divided in 100 million parts.
Francisco, can you figure that out? What is 8,000 divided by how much? How many pieces can I divide it into?
100 million.
100 million. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give every one of my customers for Christmas a tiny piece of my Bitcoin. So what? So it's 8,000. So anyway, whatever, dude. You see what I'm saying? What I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute a bunch of Bitcoin to all my customers.
Right.
And what does that do? Okay, it creates confidence because people are like, dude, now I got Bitcoin. The problem you guys have is y'all have Bitcoin conversations and crypto debates. And you sound like a bunch of fucking like you sound like you're from another world. Just give me the freaking Bitcoin, bro. Just give me a piece. What does a drug dealer do? He doesn't explain his drug. He's like, just try it, man. Try it, bro. See? And then what would happen is I would become addicted to the ease of use.
Right.
By ownership. The problem I think most crypto and blockchain conversations have is you guys spend too much time in the idea and not enough time in transferring, like literally moving product from one person to the next.
Definitely, it's too much technology, tech people, and too little marketing and sales people. And also one challenge we currently have is to break all the negative news that are going on. Because you might have heard that on the news, you basically hear that Bitcoin is used for buying drugs, for buying weapons on the dark net, and so on and so forth. But the funny thing is, that is exactly what people told about the internet when that was new. Why would you want to be anonymous on the internet? Do you have something to hide? Do you want to do money laundering, and so on and so forth? So it's a lot of negative news as well.
Whatever. You're going to have the haters. I mean, look, if you're not going, the more success this becomes, the more haters you're going to have. That success brings haters. Okay. So fires bring fire trucks. Success brings haters. So what? That will be the least of the attacks. Okay. When groups or products start getting attacked, that's when I become interested in them. I'm like, shit, man, it must be something here, man. Because why else would people try to hold it down? Some of the things that have changed and improved my life the most are the things that were most debated and controversial. Like, show me what's on the tabloids. I'm going to be like, hey, dude, why are they trying to hold that deal down? Because the tabloids are easily manipulated, just like fake news. CNBC is going to be manipulated to talk against blockchain, right? So why? Because they're threatened, dude. Wall Street would be under a threat for some period of time. People that don't understand feel threat. I have fear when I'm uncertain. So like people don't want to go to Iran. I'm like, I got to go to Iran. I become highly interested in Iran because people won't go there because I know the bullshit I see on TV can't be true. It's an attempt to get me to think a certain way. Now, on the other side of that is the guy that's too open-minded. And you're going to see a bunch of these in your space. Dude, these people are so open-minded, man. Like, every idea is a good idea. And that's where, in the first part of my conversation, I'm probably not going to make a bunch of money in crypto because my ideas are very focused. I am closed to many things. I buy real estate. I invest every penny I have in income producing real estate so that I can accelerate the growth of my money faster than the rate at which it depreciates in value. So my business is really simple. It's easily understandable. I give you an address. You can drive to the property. You can rent from me or not. It's a simple business, right? So I don't know how. I know 2,000 years from now, I don't know what currency we'll be trading in. Probably won't be dollars. But I know somebody's going to need some place to live.
So Grant, I know that you're a very busy man, and I'm very thankful for your time. Let's wrap up with some final questions. So the first one is, what have you learned in the last year?
In the last year?
The biggest thing that you've learned and that really accelerated your business, your life, the whole situation.
Well, one is I started raising money for the first time in my career for my real estate fund. I've raised more money in the last 12 months than I made all last year. It's a brand new company. I never even thought about raising money, dude. I was like, I thought everybody told me it was a pain in the ass. If you raise money, you're going to get investors and the investors are going to be a pain in the ass. They have not been a pain in the ass. They've been unbelievable. So that's what I learned. I learned that I could actually become a billionaire in this lifetime.
What kind of books, programs can people buy from you? I know that you've written 7 books. I personally read the 10X. I recommend 10X to all my friends. Actually, I have a 10X sticker on my laptop, and I gave your 10X stickers to all my 10X friends. We have a 10X squad at my university.
Oh, dude,
so what other books, programs would you recommend people to buy from you to accelerate their career business? I would
definitely get this book. This book's called The Millionaire Booklet. Okay. It's not about $1 million in cash. It's about how to make $1 million of anything. Okay. I would definitely get the book Sell or Be Sold. You guys are trying to sell currency, man. You got to get sold. You got to figure out, how do I sell people on this idea? How do I communicate to them? How do I talk to them? How do I convince them? How do I persuade? How do I follow people up, right? How do I close a deal? How do I negotiate? So I've written 7 books. Here's 3 of them. I'm writing another one right now on real estate. We have 13 best-selling programs online that go from anywhere from, I don't know, $10 to $10,000. So anybody that wants my material, it's not hard to find out to get a hold of it. We also have an online university called Cardone University. It's had 30 million entrepreneurs test out on it. So if people can't find me and can't figure out what product's good for them, they're hopeless individuals anyway. They need to throw in the towel. It's all over. My brother, thank you for having me, all right?
Thank you very much, Greg.